The reason you have frost in your freezer is because warm air from the outside is somehow getting in there, condensing and freezing on the inside. 90% of the time, it's due to a bad door seal. Somehow air is getting through that seal into the freezer. So let's go through the 10 steps to diagnose this problem and find out what's wrong with this freezer. The reason is typically with this rubber seal. Air is getting through here. So step number 1 is look to see if you might have shut the door and something's blocking it. So maybe you put something in the door here and it's blocking the seal, but I'm looking around here, there's nothing in touching this seal, there's no food, there's no blockages along this seal. Did notice the bottom seal in the freezer is sagging down. This seal should be up there, nice and tight. You can see the rest of the fridge is pretty tight along here, and this bottom seal is really drooping down. There's no cuts, but I noticed it was hanging down like that. So I'm going to make sure that that wasn't the culprit. So that's step number 1. Step number 2 is the dollar bill test or paper test. If you think you can see where there's an issue, put a dollar bill or a piece of paper, and you should be able to have some resistance when you pull it out. You can hear this is nice and tight. I had frost up here on the top, so I'll check all the way around. If that dollar bill or that piece of paper just slips right out of there with no resistance, that's where you know your issue is. But I've checked this all the way around, so I don't think that's a problem. Step number 3 is to clean and dry this seal. So especially maybe you found the problem is right here, this is where it's leaking. Get out some soapy water and clean this and then dry it and see if that makes a good seal with the door. Step number 4 would be to add Vaseline. So you can take some Vaseline out and put it on this seal, and that will allow that seal to stick to that metal better. So just something like this will fill that gap. If there's a little waviness to your rubber seal, that Vaseline will fill that gap and make it seal nice and tight. The next thing you could try, step number 5, is to use something like a heat gun or an air dryer. With this, you're going to manually be heating up that rubber seal, get it nice and soft, set the hair dryer or heat gun down, and push that seal in. You're expanding it to force it to seal nice and tight with that door. So heat it up. If it's bowed or warped, heat it and push it out, and then you can shut it and hold it in place and let that rubber cool down, and then it'll make a nice tight seal. Step number 6 you could try is adding a magnet. So there's a magnet all the way around here. That's what makes that nice tight seal. You could take a small little magnet that you might have on the fridge, stick it in between that seal to give it even more resistance to shut. Adding more magnets will really make it stick tighter. So it can even come on the inside back here, put the magnet behind there, and that will really force it shut. Step number 7 is a little bit more drastic, but you could remove this entire seal. You can just pull these seals off and they'll pop out of the track. You can pull it off, clean it, see if there's any issue, if there's a crack, and put it back in. Mine's okay, I don't want to mess with it and tear it, but if you know you're to the point where there's a tear or a rip or a bow that you can't fix on the door, then it's time to pull this seal off. And step number 8 is the same thing. Once you peel it off, a lot of these gaskets can be flipped 180 degrees. So you could pull this whole gasket off, flip it around 180 degrees, put it back on, and see if that gets you a better seal. Step number 9 is using silicone caulk. So this is something where if you have a big tear or a rip, you can use silicone caulk, fill it in, take some wax paper, put it up against there, and then shut it and leave it nice and tight. That silicone will fuse to your existing sealant and it will rebuild that seal. So that's something if you have a big gouge or a tear. So step number 10 is to buy a new door seal. So if you open up the door, it's usually written on the inside or on the back. You can buy this exact seal. They usually go from simple ones, could be $20, $30. Some can be expensive, up in the hundreds of dollars. But for a cheap refrigerator like this, it's just a generic seal. This is $20, $30. You pop this one off, put the new one on, and you're good to go. Another thing you can check is the door hinge. So it's not very common that the door hinge would come loose, but if it did, that might cause the seal to not be nice and tight. So lift up on the door, make sure this isn't wobbly, see if some of these bolts came loose. That would probably be the culprit, is a bolt up here or the two down here. I bet one of these bolts might have come loose. So make sure this door is nice and tight, which this one is. Now the issue I'm having is a little different. I checked it visually. I didn't see anything wrong with it. I did the dollar bill test, nothing wrong with it. I don't see or feel or notice anything wrong with this door seal. However, when I went in the refrigerator, there's all this water down here. And I look up at the top and there's frost up in the top where the air is going from the refrigerator to the freezer. So let's take a look at that. So when we opened up the refrigerator, I noticed all this water down here at the bottom. And then when I looked up to the top, I noticed it was frost encased all in the top. I checked the thermometer and it says it's 35 degrees, which is where it should be. Now I have my settings at refrigerator, nice and right in the middle. The freezer was actually down here. So I had it colder. Because there is an issue, we have an outdoor garage refrigerator, and in the winter, the freezer will turn off. This refrigerator will get too warm, and this will turn off, and the stuff up here will start thawing. So I make sure to turn that to its coldest. So I'm going to turn the freezer down, then I have to get rid of this frost. So I'm going to use my heat gun and get rid of all this frost up here. Because the way a refrigerator and freezer work, there's just one compressor that's making cold air. It goes into the freezer first and then into the refrigerator. But if you have that blocked, it's not getting to the refrigerator. It's not cooling the refrigerator down enough. And the thermostat's up in here. And that cold air is not getting to that thermostat to tell it to turn off. So it's just continuing to run. Also, it might be a good idea to unplug your refrigerator before doing this because it's going to create a lot of water. You might want to put a towel down if you're inside your house. I'm out in the garage, so I don't really care, but water is definitely dripping down onto the floor. And after removing some of the frost up in here, now it was jamming up right there. Now I can adjust it fully, so that vent wasn't able to fully open. Now I can set it, I'm going to set it right at 3.5. So now hopefully that cold air can travel from the freezer down into the refrigerator. It's just the fact that we had our refrigerator out in the garage, it got too cold, and I had that freezer setting cranked all the way up. It caused everything to frost up, and that cold air couldn't get down to the refrigerator to turn the thermostat off. So I'm going to keep working with the heat gun, try to get all the frost down, and hopefully we'll come back in a day and make sure the frost doesn't come back. So I hope this helps. Thanks.